Hello and welcome back to How to Rimworld. This time, episode 2. We pick up where we left off. Beryl researching batteries, Hester mining compacted steel, and Eddie having a nap. So we'll do a little bit of fast forwarding here, and I'll see y'all in the morning. A new day dawns, and we did get an ambrosia sprout. Looks like it's growing up here. Ambrosia. Let's just read the tooltip. A rare wild bush which yields the ambrosia fruit. It's delicious and produces a drug-like mood boost. Cannot be farmed, and it's very valuable. Now, unfortunately, it does have a very high chance of getting people addicted to it, which means if they don't have it, they'll be rather upset. Looking at the color-coded mood bar here, we can see everyone is in a pretty decent mood, so I don't need to worry too much about that ambrosia sprout. Let us set Hester to mine out more of this steel. Not the slate, though. And a wild woman, Margot, has wandered in. An incompetent cook has gotten someone food poisoning. So let's go ahead and look at our work tab and see that Eddie is our #1 cook with 4 skills. So it's Eddie's fault that I think Eddie got food poisoning. Nope, he's just stoned. Who got the food poisoning? No one, I guess. Well, that's good. Beryl, what are you up to? Vomiting, relaxing, smoking, sowing some rice. Nice. Good job, Beryl. Now keep researching. Again, the wind is dying down, so we are having some power outages. We did get an exotic goods trader in, so let's see who's the best social by looking at Warden here. Looks like that's going to be Beryl. And Beryl, I want you to go and find this exotic goods trader. Actually, they're coming straight for us, which is perfect. And I want you to trade with them. We probably don't have anything they want, but we might. And she does have food poisoning, so that's not great. They would like our packaged survival meals and our components. I don't want to give them either of those. And they have a whole bunch of stuff to sell us. We have 800 silver, and none of these are really that terribly important to me right now. Maybe the components, we have enough scattered on the map, so we're just going to let them go. I do think I will set Eddie to be a cleaner #1 as well. So they'll cook and they will clean, and then they'll do everything else second or tertiarily. On that note, let's set up a bill for our stonecutter's bench. Any number of blocks forever. Go into details and set that ingredient radius to a little bit smaller. Let me zoom out here so you can actually see. Oh, I can just hover over it. And so any stone blocks within this sphere will be turned into stone bricks. Or blocks. Looks like we are out of wood, and that's why production is halted on the flooring in here. So let's yet again go to Architect, Orders, and chop some wood. Looks like we have cut most of the wood immediately around us, but that's all right. The reason I want Eddie cleaning is because I don't want vomit in the freezer. But I should actually go to our home zone and shrink this down a little bit, because we don't need Eddie cleaning outside too much. Now, we don't want to completely follow the walls of our base with this home zone, because if we do that, that means if there's a fire, they will stop trying to beat up that fire the second, or they won't start beating up the fire until it gets right up against the wall. And we don't want that. Looks like we have our storage room all floored in. We do need more power conduits stretching down just so these can be powered. This is what I meant by the wiring, by the way. And you can also clean that up. So you see how you can see that wire right there? If we just take this and reconnect it, boom, that wire, not a problem. Do the same for that one, even though we can't see it. And now, if we look at our barracks here, you can see it's dull, but it's mediocre and quite spacious. It's ugly, it's probably from the concrete flooring, but at least it's clean. Now, the reason I wanted those stone blocks to be reduced here. Area revealed. Oh, look at that. Little pocket. Pocket of area. You can mind that too. Was because I want to get myself a production bench and an production and art bench, so we can start making sculptures to make the area slightly prettier for everyone. Beep to you too, Miss Carr. And yeah, so we're not too terribly deep, but we have a little base going on. Just need to finish our batteries so these power outages stop happening. We got a gift of some silver from Gakura. I think that was either a visitor or our traders. I don't remember. Eddie's gone and finished the art bench, so we'll start a bill, add a bill, make small sculpture. Let's say do that 5 times, and I don't want you using wood or steel, just stone blocks. The reason we don't want him using steel is because we will need all 1,000 some odd of this steel later down the line. Let's also go ahead and get the claim tool out just so we can claim these ruins that we settled in. So hopefully people will fix up the walls, which might make it look a little nicer. And now we just kind of hurry up and wait, see what happens. We're doing fine on food. We have 4 or 5 simple meals, some packaged survival meals, and a good quantity of medicine, actually. We have rice growing, ready to harvest, potato plants growing, nearly ready to harvest. Seems things are going well for the colony. Now, the reason we set Eddie to be our one and only cook is because he has the best cooking skill, and the lower your cooking skill is, the more likely you are to give people food poisoning, which slows down upon, makes them unhappy, obviously. Oh, hiya, a wild man. Hey, a wild man has wandered into the area to join our wild woman. Anyway, and as he is the best cook, he will be doing all the cooking, and as he cooks more and more, he will be learning more and more, and just becoming a better one, meaning we'll get less food poisoning, hopefully. As it seems Hester and Eddie don't have too much to do, we're going to start a new order to just put wood floor in on all of the barracks and the laboratory. And speaking of the barracks, it might be about time we get them their own rooms. So let's go back to orders. We want to mine out, and this is 5 high, so we'll go 6 out. Up to there should be fine. And the reason we're going 6 out is because we want 5 by 5 rooms. That's kind of the optimal spacing for a pawn. You can get away with much smaller rooms, but I find it makes your pawns happier if they have decently sized bedrooms. Let's check in on Hester here. Awful barracks, minor pain, stuck indoors, which reminds me we should set up some recreation like a horseshoe pin right out here. That way people can just come out, throw some horseshoes, get a little bit better at their shooting skill, because I guess it improves their aim, and more importantly, blow off some steam and have a little fun. And we have another raid, the Filth Wasters, and they're attacking immediately. Looks like it's Bryn with a club, so we'll go ahead and get Hester out to our choke point. Where did it go? Right here. We'll position her there. Eddie with his knife, we'll position him, say right there, and Beryl with her revolver, we'll position her right there. Quick and easy raid. We'll send everyone back to what they're doing, unban these, and we'll just leave the corpses to pile up. Well, people don't like seeing corpses. It's unsightly and makes them unhappy. So let's dig some graves here for our unfortunate raiders. Soon we'll have batteries done though, and once we have that done, I think we'll get started on solar panels next. Another day comes to a close, and the colonists wind down for the night. Hester doing some mining, Beryl doing some planting, Eddie a bit of cooking. I'll see y'all in the morning again. Oh, never mind, we have batteries done. Let's go to our research screen, pause the game. We'll go down to solar panels and start researching that. Next, I think we'll go for smithing, just so we can get up to machining and finally gunsmithing, which will eventually lead us down to turrets. We just set up a battery bank. And where better than this little enclosed spot here? I believe it has cave roof on it, which is good because we don't want batteries being rained on. So we'll build them like that, and then we'll also put in some steel walls just in case these batteries explode. Hopefully this wall will keep them all from exploding. Yes, exploding batteries is a thing we have to worry about sometimes. No, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen, unfortunately. And we'll get some power conduits in here, just right along the ground there. When I said right along the ground there, what I meant to say is right along the ground here. Perfect. Now our batteries should be hooked up, and once these wind turbines start producing power... Oh, this one's not hooked up. That one is. I think it's because of this slate. You do actually need to have power conduits leading directly next to a battery. So let's mine that slate right there and get Hester, once she's done on her walk, to prioritize digging at that slate. I think I may have just interrupted her walk, and I am so sorry, Hester. Nope, our batteries are being charged, which means even in times of slow wind, we should still have power for the base. And Eddie, I think you're our crafter too, aren't you? 3, 3. Let's bump you up to a 2 on that. So you'll start doing blocks. And we'll bump you down to a 3 on construction. We can also lower you to a 2 on cleaning, as you don't really need to be cleaning the whole time. But I would really love for you to make some more blocks so we can get some art going. And we have a whole bunch of sandstone here, as well as a bit of slate. So let's mark this to haul urgently, meaning anyone with a hauler trait should go and haul that to its designated zone. After, of course, they get some sleep. Good work, Hester. Still mining at that steel. Eddie making himself some art, and Beryl working hard on her research, whilst occasionally harvesting some plants. With our first full harvest of potatoes, I think it's time we think about some other things, like a new growing zone, which I think I would like right here. And we'll pause the game so they don't start sowing anything. I'd like them to start growing some heal root for medicine, but it doesn't need to be nearly that big. So we'll cut it down to maybe just that. Make another zone right here. And I think we'll grow some cotton. So eventually we can start making clothes. We will need a lot more cotton than that though. So let's expand this outwards, maybe to there. And here we have Eddie finally having finished a sculpture titled A Piece for Devastation. You can even read about the art. A torso-sized piece of material sculpted into an artistic form. This structure shows a line surrounded by eclipses. Well done, Eddie. We'll put that in the bedroom. It'll make things a little bit nicer for everyone. Now if we go ahead and look at this bedroom, it's slightly impressive, mediocre, quite spacious, neutral, and only slightly dirty, which should make everyone happier who sleeps in it. Let's look at Beryl, for instance. She's unhappy that it's a barracks, but not super unhappy because it looks kind of nice. And while I'm thinking about barracks and the like, we will need more wood for the walls. And I think we'll start making ourselves some bedrooms. Starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a wall there. And then we can probably just chop this up to be a new bedroom. So we'll put a door there, a door there. We will reinstall this light right here. Oh, reinstall it right here. And then I think we just chop this and make this another bedroom. Build a copy of this wooden wall, like so. Let's reinstall this for now, just in that corner. And we do have another raid from the Filth Wasters. Looks like it is just one person again, armed with a club. They're coming from a different direction this time, which means we might need to set up our defenses a little bit differently. We haven't done much in the way of defenses, but we'll be getting to that soon. For now, I'd like to focus on these bedrooms. And I did make sure to include doors this time, so we're not locking Hester into any rooms. The raiders are beginning their assault, so let's have you post up there, have Eddie post up right here, and Beryl can go right there. And now we wait. Perfect. That done, let's go ahead and unallow that. Well, we'll allow the go juice, I guess. It's highly addictive. It's basically like liquid cocaine, I guess. And so it's not something we really want people getting addicted to. Eddie, how you doing? Just some bruises, nothing too major. Let's chop that tree down and chop that one down too, because I think it's impacting our windmill's ability to generate power. Now that we have the bedrooms mostly finished, we'll throw some floors on there just to keep people happy. And it looks like it's time to dig another grave. I personally like to just run my game at 3 times speed always because I am very impatient. But you know, you do you. We could really do with getting another colonist in soon. And maybe even another battery. It kind of looks like there's a hollow right here. And we got a quest. Hiding from a machine persona. She wants to join us for nearly 7 days. And there'll be a low-level psychic drone. Sure, we can use people. She's lazy, she doesn't care, and she doesn't firefight. Don't love that, but what she can do is become our #1 cleaner and hauler for a while. We do have a mad muffalo, and it's going after Beryl. So we'll send her to attack. We'll send Hester and Eddie also to attack. Wow, I was gonna just go right by Beryl. Probably should have let it do that. Hester, you can stop here and start firing. Eddie, you get in there and start stabbing. Laforna, why don't you rescue Beryl? Perfect. You two can be unrecruited. And it looks like we're going to need a new bed. But that's okay. I planned on just building new beds in here anyway. So that means that someone can just share in here. Let's actually make this bed a medical bed. Hopefully that'll let Beryl heal a little bit quicker. Happy Graham is visiting us. And hey, Beryl's up and about. She's been bandaged, which is good. Which reminds me, if they're being attacked, they shouldn't be on flee, they should be on fight back mode. Happy does want to trade, but Beryl's pretty beat up, so let's wake up Laforna to trade with Happy. He will buy our go juice, which is good, because we don't want that. He also has some components to sell and a bit of medicine. We're pretty good on both of those. Although, we might as well take a component or two. And Gakura left us the short bow. Nice. Laforna, it doesn't look like you have a weapon, so why don't you go ahead and equip the short bow and haul the components. Eddie has gotten sick by his own hand. Eddie, I hate to say it, but you kind of deserved it. We'll put Barrel's tune inside Barrel's room. And a piece for devastation can go inside the temporary barracks. And I am really curious about what is inside this bit. So we'll have Hester, I keep wanting to call her Hastor, mine out all of this, just to make the walkway a little bit bigger. Not much of a little gap room, but that's alright. I think we can turn that into a dungeon of sorts for prisoners. Oh, Eddie's downed. When did that happen? Hello? Oh, I see. You got food poisoning and then you got stoned. Go ahead and rescue Eddie. And let us build some walls here and a door here. And we'll also reinstall this bed in our future prisoner's room. We don't have a prisoner at the moment, but eventually someone's going to raid us that we do like, and we're not just going to instantly murder them. Although they totally brought it upon themselves when they do get themselves murders. When they do get themselves murdered, simply for the fact they're attacking us, we're not attacking them. Is that the plasteel knife that Eddie lost? Eddie, wake up. Pick up your knife. What are you doing, dude? Now these here, ship chunks, these are good for steel and components. Components are very useful later down the line for building more advanced stuff. Right now, we're kind of primitive. I know we do have technology and cooling, but still, we're pretty primitive. And it looks like it is quite hot inside, so let's go ahead and temperature. We'll put in some more coolers, just to try to keep the base cool. We'll also put in some vents to share the love, share the cold with the rest of the base. The stockpile room can be kept hot, it doesn't really matter. And the prisoner's room should be cooled down, but I don't really care. Is that a new build to make slate blocks forever? Make that #1 priority. Let's go ahead and look at the home area, make sure everything is in that we want in. It is. Chicken statue, the muscles of Eddie. I guess we'll install that in Hester's room for now. We'll probably switch it up and put a piece for devastation in her room later on, but for now it's needed in the barracks. And this little antechamber here doesn't really serve much purpose at the moment. Let's see, can we build shelves, possibly? We can. Well, it's 3 times as much as empty ground. Okay. Well, I suppose we can put in a pair of shelves for armor and weapons. And then put in some more shelves here for steel and wood. Let's go ahead, storage, clear everything out here. We want weapons in there as long as it is above 51 hit points and higher than normal quality. And in here, we'll clear everything. We want normal to legendary, above 51 hit points, and this one will be our apparel locker. And let's make these critical just so weapons and stuff go where they ought to go. And here I actually want to clear this, and raw resources, we'll let this one be for steel. In here, clear this, let this one be for steel. And in here, clear this, let this one be for wood. We might as well get another shelf for stone blocks, and maybe another one for wood. There you go. And now that we have a nice little stockpile of slate being built up, it's time to work on our walls, because we are very exposed, very vulnerable, and quite prone to attack right now. So let's go and get a slate wall. And let's just wall off our base. Now, we don't want it to be a closed wall, because then we won't be able to get out, no one will be able to get in. um, and enemies will just mine through it. So we want to set up some kind of kill box here, and I'm thinking the entrance to that kill box should be right here. Marble meteorite has just crashed down. That could be helpful later for some sculptures. You want to set the prisoner's bedroom for prisoners. And let's start sprucing up these bedrooms a little bit. Some dressers and end tables. Yeah, that should be nice. We do have a war merchant coming in, which is good. Who is our best talkie person? Looks like it's LaForna. So let's go ahead and trade with. Was that Kramer? Yeah, we'll trade with Kramer. Maybe not. Sell them. We'll just sell off our junk. Instead, we'll just work on some floors. We'll do concrete out front here, and this will make a nice shooting floor. Ship to the stars. This is going to be our in-game win condition. Well, one of many that are in the game, but I think this is the one we're going to go for. And basically, eventually, we'll be able to travel to this landed ship, which is here on the coast. Meanwhile, we're over here. So we'll need to trek ourselves all the way to the ship on the coast, defend it from raids, patch it up, and then finally get the hell off this island. Wow. I think this is enough Rimworld for now. Um, Calling it the end of part two, maybe just the end of this little mini series. I just kind of wanted to show off the basics of how to get started. As not everyone knows, the game is incredibly popular, but not everyone's a gamer. So for you new gamers, I hope this helped. Anyway, lords, ladies, undefined ability betwixt, I hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, or anything in between, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.